Welcome back to Module 2.6. In this lecture video, I'm going to show you how to add fraction with a different denominator. So the first thing we got to do is find the least common denominator, LCD, which is the same method as if we will find the least common multiple. So what's the difference between least common multiple versus LCD? LCD simply means common multiple that's in the denominator, which is called the least common denominator. All right. So once you find the least common denominator, we're going to change each fraction into an equivalent fraction with that new LCD. So that's basically what I showed you in Module 2.5, how to find equivalent fractions. Then we're going to add our new fraction together, reduce if possible. All right. So some of these LCD or least common multiple is very easy to for students to see. The least common multiple between 5 and 4, okay, got to be 20 because 5 can go into 20, 4 can also go into 20. So I always show how to add fraction. Most of the time I show how to add fraction horizontally. So my LCD is 20. So my first fraction, 3 over 5. Now I'm increasing my denominator. So 5 will go into 20, increase 4 times. My numerator will do the same thing. So my equivalent fraction will be 12 over 20. Got to find the LCD first before we can add the numerator, okay? Got to make sure our pizza are cut into equal slices. My second denominator is 4. Now we need to become 20 by multiply by 5. So we can say 4 going to 25 times. My numerator will also times by 5. So my new equivalent fraction is 15 over 20. So once I got LCD and find my new fractions, we can add the numerators. So that will give me 27 over 20. And this cannot be reduced this cannot be reduced because 27 is using 3 and 9 to reduce, cannot go with 20. So that can be my answer. All right, if you want to take a step further, convert into mixed number, you can, but the problem is not asking you have to do that. So I'm just going to leave it as 27 over 20. All right, let's try again, okay? 9 and 5, different denominator. Please do not just say this is 10 over 14, okay? That is super, super wrong. Very wrong. Got to find the LCD first. Between 9 and 5, that got to be 45 because 9 and 5 can both go into that 45. So 9 will go into 45, increase 5 times. My numerator will also do the same. So my new equivalent fraction is 30 over 45. My second denominator is 5, need to now become 45 by going to it 9 times. So that means my denominator need to times by 9. My numerator will also times by 9. So that gives me 36. So if I add up the numerator now, keep the denominator the same, that will be 66 over 45. And 66 over 45 can be reduced by 3, I believe. Because 6 plus 6 is 12. 4 plus 5 is 9. I know 3 can go into 12 and 9, so 3 can go into both of these. So 3 go into 66 33 times. 3 go into 66 22 times, my bad. Reduced by 3, that's 22 times. 3 go into 45 about 15 times. Okay, so that's it. That's all I can reduce. So 22 over 15 will be my answer. All right, I'm going to write this one out slightly different, okay? So as you notice, in the previous module, when we add fraction with the same denominator, they actually only write one fraction only. So as you can recall from module 1, addition sign outside the parentheses separate between two terms. Okay, so I can actually, once I find the LCD, my new equivalent fraction, what I'm really focusing on is a numerator. So I don't really necessarily have to write my LCD as two separate terms anymore or two separate denominator. I can just write them as a single one. So let's see, 21 and 24, what's my least common multiple or denominator? Not quite sure. I'm going to find out. 21, 24. Find me a number out here that can go into both of them. I'm going to use 3. 3 going to 21 7 times. 3 going to 24 8 times. Find me a number out here can go into both 7 and 8 at one time, which I don't think I can find anything other than 1. So this is where I stop. So let's multiply all the number on the outside together. So 3 times 7 is 21. 21 times 8, that thing is 168. So my LCD is 168. So rather than write 168 twice, I'm just going to write it one time. But I'm still going to, I basically still have two equivalent fractions. I'm just writing them as a single term, but separating my numerator as two terms. So 21 will go into 168 how many times? So let's use that same trick I showed y'all last time. The 3 times 7 times 8, do you see a 21, which is right here? 21 will go into 168 how many times? 8 times. So here I can quickly and say my 21 times by 8, my numerator 13 times by 8. 8 times 3 is 24, carry 2. 8 times 1 plus 2 is 10. Plus my 24 will go into 168 how many times? 24 is right here. 3 times 8 is 24. 24 going to 168 got to be this 7 times. So my denominator need to times by 7 to become the new LCD. My numerator do the same thing. So 5 times 7 is 35. So my second equivalent fraction is 35 over 168. Now I'm going to add them up and see what I can reduce. So this is going to be 139 over 168. I know divisibility by 3 ain't going to work for my top. 2 ain't going to work. I don't think anything can be used to reduce here. This is where it gets hard when the number is a little bit bigger. Let me try 168. Let me think about 168. I know 2 can go into it. Divisibility by 3. 9 plus 5. Okay, so 3 can go into 168. If I want to find all the factors, I know 4 can. 5, 6. I'm going to try with 6. See if 6 can go into 168. 6 times 2 is 12. That's 48. 6 times 8 is 48. So 6 times 28. So as I'm thinking about 168, all these numbers I'm already in my head, I'm already trying against with the 139 as well. So none of them can actually work. 7, I can try with 7 if I like to. 7 times what number ends with the 8? 7 times what number ends with the 8? 7 going to 16 2 times, that's 14. 28, 7 times 24. All right, can 7 go into 139? 7 go into a 1 time, so that would be 69. 7 times 9 is only 63, so 7 cannot go into evenly. I know 24 cannot go into evenly. So I don't think anything will work. So 139 over 168 will probably be my answer. Okay. So sometimes, when the number gets big, you got to kind of try it. Okay, you got to try it in order to know for sure. Okay. All right, let's try another one. 16A and 21. What do you think is my LCD? I'm just gonna write one denominator here. Let's see. Excuse me. On the outside, I'm gonna find me a number. Any number that can go into all three of them, which is I don't have one, so I'm gonna try any two of them. I'm gonna try 8. Because I know 8 can go into 16 two times, 8 can go into 8 one time, 8 cannot go into 21, so bring it down. So let's try again. Find me one number out here can go into any two of these, which I don't have. So apparently this is just going to be 8 times 2 times 21 as LCD. I know 2 times 21 is 42. All right, 8 times 42. 8 times 2 is 16, carry 1. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. So 336 is going to be my LCD. So now we can quickly do this. 16 going to 336, how many times? Well, let's take a look here what we wrote out. 16 is 8 times 2, going to 136, got to be 21 times. So my numerator times by 21. 5 times 21, it got to be 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. That's 105 plus. Oh, you know what? That 2 over 8 can be reduced. That 2 over 8 can be reduced. You know what? Let's scratch all this, and I do apologize. Because addition, subtraction signs separate between terms, okay? So within every term, I can actually reduce that fraction if I wanted to. And I want to do that because that make my fraction, my numbers, a little bit smaller. 2 over 8 reduced by 2 is 1 over 4 plus 1 over 21. So this time I'm going to have 16, 4, and 21. So I can use a 4 on the outside. Go into 16 4 times, go into 4 one time. 4 cannot go into 21, so bring it down. So I cannot find any more number on the outside that can go into all three of them. So the 4 times 4 times 21 got to be my LCD. So I know 4 times 21 is 84. So my first 4 times 84. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry 1. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33. So I still have 336. But this is actually not as big. 16. So do you see a 16 here? 16 is 4 times 4, right? So 16 will go into 336, got to be 21 times. So I'm going to times by 21 again. 5 times 21, and I believe is that 105. Plus, this time 4 will go into 336 right here. 4 going to 336, 84 times. So times by 84, times by 84. 1 times 84 is only 84, okay? So 21 will go into 336, got to be that 16 times. So times by 16 plus 16. All right, let's add this up and see. Okay, 84 plus 16 will be something nice. That's 105 plus 34 plus 16, 8, 9, 10. That's actually 100. So that will be 205 over 336. All right. I know 4 can go into 336 because the last 2 digits. I know 2 can. 3 can. So 2, 4, 3 can. All right. 9 cannot. Divisibility by 9 says I cannot. Now, this ending in 5, only 5 can go into it. So think about this. If I will say 205 divided by 5, that's 41 times. 41 is a prime number. So none of my prime numbers up top can be reduced with my prime numbers out of 336 or divisibility out of 336. So 205 over 336 got to be my answer then. All right, that's how I know. So when a number gets big, we just got to be careful. We got to kind of check it. All right, this one is not too bad. LCD between, see here again, 3 over 27 can be reduced. So I'm going to do that. That's 1 over 9, isn't it? Plus 5 over 9 in the middle, plus 2/3. So the LCD between 9 and 3 got to be 9 itself. So the equivalent fraction of 1 over 9 with a new LCD, 9 going to 9 only one time. 1 times 1 is 1. Plus 9 going to 9 increase 1 time. 5 times 1 is 5. 3 going to the new 9, need to multiply by 3. So my numerator times by 3, that's 6. So this is going to be 12. If I add up the numerator, that's 12 over 9, which reduced by 3 again is 4/3. So that's the answer. All right. So let's check this word problem out. 3 letters with ½ ounce, 1/3 ounce, and 5 over 18 ounce. What is the total weight? So for the total weight, I just need to add up the 3 letters. So half plus 1/3 plus 5 over 18. The LCD between 2, 3, and 18 got to be 18, right? Because 18 down here, all 3 of those denominators can go into it. So let's find our equivalent fractions one at a time. 2 become the new 18, go into it 9 times. So my numerator do the same. That's 9 plus 3 go to the new 18 times by 6. Numerator do the same. My equivalent fraction is 6 over 18 for the second one. Plus 18 go into 18 is only 1 time. So my numerator times 1, which is a 5. All right, so this is 15 plus 5, which is 20. So that's 20 over 18, which I can actually reduce by 2. That gave me 10 over 9. All right. So my total weight can be 10 over 9. Or if I want to convert this improper fraction to a mixed number, I can say this is 9 going to 10 1 time. The remainder is 1. The LCD is still the same. I can say this is 1 and 1 over 9 ounce as well. So either answer is correct. Depends on what the instruction says on the homework. If they say convert to a mixed number, you got to do so. All right. So in this lecture video, we quickly talk about how to add fractions with a different denominator by finding the LCD first and then find its equivalent fractions so we can add the numerator. That will conclude this lecture video. Thank you for watching.